Really aggressive deck. We hadn't seen a Burning Tree Emissary deck. Now we're going to see one. Red-green aggro. Joe Melvin's going to try to slip under the control deck that Chris Andersen brought with him to battle with. Chris Andersen. Now this looks like Reed's list. Reed's list, notably, I mean, the first thing, again, and it's what I noticed on the last one and accidentally mixed it up. Reed's list actually only had one Augur Bolus main, and that's what Chris is running here.
Oh, so Chris Andersen in band control.
Yep. 2 main deck Ground Seal also.
Reed specialty.
Yep. There's Progenitor Mimic in the sideboard. The Elder Scale Worm. I mean, I'd have to look to confirm for sure, but if this isn't 100% Reed's list, it's real close. Yeah. I love this. The 2 Renounce the Guilds in the main, 2 more in the board.
Yeah, it means
Oblivion
business.
Ring instead of Detention Sphere.
Yeah.
Both 2 in the main and 1 in the board.
So Joe's getting off to a pretty good start.
Yep.
Strong Kirk Noble into Flint Hoof Boar. Very, very good opening. It's not, it's not like 4 Burning Tree Emissaries aren't in play, but outside of that, Chris Andersen looks to be missing white mana. He's going to need 2 of those if he wants to Supreme Verdict.
He's a Simic Evolve deck, I think, is what Joe might be thinking.
Yeah. So when in doubt, looks like, wow, Joe's draw is really good. So
another Flint Hoof Boar gives it haste. Everybody in.
Let's bring in the clowns.
Knock you to 11.
And, for 8 damage. Put my Noble. We got a pair of 3/3s.
Look at that, Chris draws an Azorius Charm.
And Joe's really nice, and he doesn't still had all these. Look at my land 4 Hellrider coming next turn. That is a textbook draw from Joe. Like, draw 1 of everything.
Yep, minute and 12 seconds for that for that game. But I think Chris has some idea of what he's playing against. Joe, on the other hand, may not, because all he saw were blue-green lands.
I would guess. So if I saw a player like Chris's draw, I would assume some sort of white cards.
Right.
You don't see too many. You don't see too many decks with Hinterland Harbor and not the banned cards, because both the Selesnya cards and the Azorius cards are very, very powerful. What you might not know is maybe he was on like a Geist of Saint Traft.
Right, he could think it's a hexproof deck.
That just missed his Geist of Saint Traft draw.
Yeah.
I did believe Chris kept 7.
Yeah, so it was. He obviously thought, whatever he had was gonna be good enough. That's the scary thing when you're against a deck like Red Green Aggro that is capable of that sort of draw fairly consistently. Keeping a questionable 7 is a lot more risky. Of course, we assume he didn't know what his opponent was on, so he thought, you know what, I have a few turns. And against another deck, he would likely have kept going a bit further. Just he would have survived a little longer and tried to find that white mana, and we would have gotten a better look at what he actually kept. All we know was double Hinterland Harbor, Island, Azorius Charm was the last draw.
Yeah.
Didn't see anything else from Chris, but I like the deck choice.
That's it. So if we go to sideboard, it's pretty much only Chris sideboarding heavily. Like, I think Joe would make a significant mistake if he sideboarded heavily for this game, unless he has some sort of like knowledge of what Chris is playing. But even then, like, if I'm Joe, I believe the correct sideboarding is simply take out 3 Pillar of Flames, bring in 3 Skull Cracks. He has a couple. He has like Volcanic Strength, Blasphemous Act, Mark the Mutiny, Mizzium Mortars, but those are not cards that I think Joe's interested in this matchup.
On Chris's side, he's got 2 copies of Terminus, a Centaur Healer. He's got 2 Rock's Faith Mender, an additional Azorius Charm for early defense, and an Elder Scale Worm, which I believe will come in here.
Yeah.
Elder Scale Worm.
Elder Scale Worm is.
So that's the. Why don't we put that on the screen if you can do it? Elder Scale Worm.
Worm on the screen.
It is a 7/7.
It has lots of 7s.
Yeah, exactly. It's 7/7 for 7, and if your life total is less than 7, it becomes 7, and if it were to go below 7, it stays 7.
Yeah.
Right, basically. But we'll bring it up because you know what, the artwork on that's pretty cool too. think it's a mythic from M14?
It is, 13.
Whatever M.
It is not from the future.
From core set. Why not? Future Sight. Tarmogoyf's from the future. Obviously, it was originally printed in Modern Masters.
Yes.
And yeah. There it is. I like that artwork. I don't know why. It's just something about like that look. Very, very summer. Yeah, I mean, I guess green cards always have that feel, but something about that, like, that's cool. But it's a giant. Looks like a Triceratops or something. Although it has a very long tail or whatever to worm. Yeah.
So,
7/7 for 7. Trample. We didn't mention.
How many? That. Yeah. How many 7s are on this card?
Well, if you count the casting cost as 7.
Let's count the casting cost.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 sevens.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for Joe to get through. Now the thing is, obviously, if he can somehow do 7 to the worm, you know, that's his only way of really dealing with it. Like, you know, it blocks something and he's able to finish it off with a burn spell or something.
I can't imagine. So one thing that's crazy about this card, I believe that Skullcrack turns off this text.
Ah.
It is considered damage prevention.
Right, that's what I was wondering, is since the word prevent isn't actually on there. But anyway, we're underway. We've got a turn 1 Stromkirk Noble from Joe Melvin yet again. Chris Andersen on the play here has a turn 2 Augur of Bolus, which is pretty decent draw against a Stromkirk Noble.
Maritime Guard, never been better.
It does
not look like Joe has a green source of mana, which could be an issue with his Gorkhan Rampager. He can Burning Tree Emissary into Flinthoof Core, which is not bad, as the kids say. But
that's what he does. And but
that Augur Bolus is a significant road bump.
Breeding Pool into play tapped.
So yeah, Chris's draw excellent this game.
Yeah, it looks like he's.
Oh, and it has the tag team of Farseek and Thragtusk. It looks like Thragtusk happening next turn.
Yeah, all Chris wants to do here is just buy time. It's all defense until you get that Aetherling window for the Aetherling to land.
There is a Stomping Ground in his hand, so this is going to be a pretty good turn for Joe.
Yeah, how much can he deal?
So it sends everybody. I would imagine the Augur Bolus will try and block and kill the Stromkirk Noble. Gorkhan Rampager will make it a 5/5 to trim, so 7 damage will come across here this turn, more than likely. I can't imagine Joe. It'd be really passive for Joe to. Okay, so he's not going to use his Rampager.
Didn't even play the Stomping Ground. Are you sure he did have Stomping Ground?
I believe he. Yeah,
never mind. There it is. I'm sure too.
And he's not even okay.
Doesn't.
I'm a huge fan of his Joe Zine. Like, you basically, in my opinion, you basically make them have Supreme Verdict, because now he could have Supreme Verdict or Thragtusk. He's still in shape, and it's not like Joe's unplayed Stromkirk Noble is going to do him a lot of good here.
Yeah, Chris Andersen recoups his entire all that damage, now back up to 20, and Joe starting from scratch.
Right. So Joe draws his. He has his 4th land. He drew a Hellrider, pretty much the best possible draw, but he's still in like bad shape just because he just wasn't aggressive enough with his like Stromkirk Noble. He's not going to be able to deal a ton of damage. Like, if you think about it, Joe could have 2 Stromkirk Nobles in play, and this Hellrider Alpha Swing would be enormous.
Yeah.
And Chris would not have an Augur Bolus.
Right, last turn he could have used the Gorkhan Rampager to deal with the Augur and save his other Noble, and then play the new Noble.
Right. And like, my suggested line would be terrible against Sphinx's Revelation, but this is not good for. This is not enough damage. Hellrider did not get enough value here. He only got 3 triggers out of it. I do not like that particular. It let the Flinthoof board deal 3, but I think he needs, like, at this in this type of game, he just needs more than that.
Yeah, so Hellrider comes down, triggers 3 times, knocks it Chris to 17, and then Thragtusk trades with Hell Rider.
I believe there
Augur
should be
gets in
14
front of,
life.
yeah, Augur got in front of the Burning Tree Emissary, and he took those 3 from the Boar, going down to 14, and now he untaps with a Beast and an Augur, still sticking around.
So Chris, that's another Thragtusk.
I think so.
And he did not play it.
He's going to Farseek here.
I believe Chris drew a Centaur healer as well.
Maybe that's what's coming down this turn.
I saw it when he was shuffling for Farseek.
Oh, he brought it in, or he didn't, or he drew it. Well, he
Yeah,
very likely
I
brought
saw
it in.
but nope. Looks like Chris is just gonna pass.
Yeah.
Another Rampager. I bet so. Yeah, Joe passed the point where like he can't play around sweepers anymore. He pretty much just has to.
Yeah, at this point, okay, Augur's just blanking the Emissary. Beast trades with Boar. He's going to go the other way around. He's going to use the Beast.
I believe this is not going to end well for Joe Melvin.
Now Chris is deciding to do it that way. Okay,
so
he's going to blank the Emissary and use the Beast to try to trade with the Boar. Of course, Rampager going to happen here, and now Chris is going to go ahead and think twice.
See if it's a miracle. Any miracles?
Not a miracle. That's fine.
So Chris is going to take 4 damage
from
the trample.
Right.
It goes at 10.
That Augur of Bolus sticking
still
around.
Not playing his Stromkirk Noble. He's not doing anything in his hand, that's for sure.
It's like he's saving it for a follow-up to a Wrath or something, but I think Chris is going to think twice and then either Thragtusk or Supreme Verdict. Yeah, Verdict. The attack with the Augur of Bolus. Augur not going to survive through this. So Supreme Verdict sweeps the board. Hinterland Harbor comes down. And Chris at 10 life with a clear board in good shape with at least 1 Thragtusk, I believe 2 in hand.
I believe his flashback Thragtusk gave him a land.
Yeah, his flashback I think twice gave him a Thragtusk. Yeah, so there's that Noble.
And this is what I don't like about with like Joe's line of play. This Stormcroak Noble still not good this turn. Mm-hmm. So might as well make Chris have a Supreme Verdict, sweep up the board.
Right, there's a couple of damage that Joe left on the table by not casting the Stormcroak earlier, because it would have attacked with the Hell Rider. That's at least 1, and likely gotten in, or allowed another creature to get in at some point. So. All
right, so Searing Spear here. Yeah, and this is the unfortunate part. Even though Joe's draw, his draw has been very good. Mm-hmm. He's drawn exactly 4 lands, had a bunch of things, had his case cards pretty often, but it's just not going to be enough. Like, he's uphill against all these Thragtusks.
Yeah, so Searing Spear takes out the front half of Thragtusk. The Beast blocks the Noble. The Noble gets a Rampage from the Borg Clan Rampager, and the Noble gets Rampaged, destroying the Beast. And now Chris went down to 10, or I'm sorry, went down to 8.
Yeah, from the trample on Stormcroak Noble, but yeah, he's just Chris Andersen, healthy life total.
Yeah, the life total's throwing me off because they was just 13. I thought he had been down to 8 for some reason, gained 5 off Thragtusk. So either way, he must have been at 13 and then gained 5 off Thragtusk.
And
he was
the
at
thing
10,
that'll probably
so
end this game is that is a Sphinx's Revelation in Chris's hand, and that will give him more than enough gas to just finish the game off.
Yeah. So Stormcroak Noble joined by Burning Tree Emissary and Ash Zealot. And Thragtusk, he's thinking.
No, don't cast this Revelation for 2. Okay. He's just going to cast it for Infinity.
Yeah, Revelation
equals
there for 5, yeah.
Might as well be Infinity if you're in Joe's seat.
Sure, a lot of lands.
1. So no blocks from Chris Andersen. Oh no, he blocks Stormcroak Noble. There's a little auto sequencing, but same Same result. So
Pillar of Flame deals with the
Thragtusk
front half.
blocked, blocked Strong Pig Noble.
And then Pillar finished
off the Tusk.
Right.
Leaving behind a Beast.
And Chris now can Miracle Terminus, and he does.
Yeah, I see. Just Farseek.
Follow it up with a Farseek here. He's got an Alchemist Refuge there, notably missing from the earlier Bant control list we saw. I mean, if you're going to play Bant control, it feels like you want an Alchemist Refuge just as a one-of to
It's
have
cool.
that.
It's something to do, like, it's a way for you
go.
to Supreme Verdict away Obsidet, for example.
Yeah. Flash in an Aetherling.
Yeah, that's
it's not really that important, I know.
Right.
I just like to think of that because it's just funny. Aetherling, surprise!
So, Chris just said so worried about, like, his revelation was just very, very bad.
Yeah.
Drew almost nothing of consequence. He's got plenty of time, plenty of life, but he only has his 3 lands, Azorius Charm, Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, so Ash Zealot's going to go ahead and get in here. The follow-up to Terminus with Joe Melvin.
Drawing
Chris is
a
going
card.
to draw cards with his Azorius Charm, finds an island. Draws an Aetherling. All right, well.
And that should do it.
Yeah, that should do it. It's like the 1-card combo when you're in this particular situation.
Aetherling really hasn't been like a big player in Standard so far, but we've seen, Aetherling, that's game.
Yeah, so
multiple
far.
times.
Yeah, Joe knows it. So Chris able to take game 2 in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, just like between that game, even against like Red-Green when like Aetherling's at its worst, it's still like play it with some amount of mana up and the game's over.
Right, you just got such strong defensive abilities with the Bant control list. Obviously, when you don't have your mana, it's tough to play defense, which is what happened in game 1.
Yeah.
You saw when Chris actually had mana, he's able to present an Augur that sticks around for 5 turns or so. Eventually only dying to his own Supreme Verdict. You know what I mean? Like that Augur stuck around, and how much did that soak up? You know? Like
that Augur was huge.
So just, you have the Augur Bowls, you have the Azorius Charm, you have, eventually you get to the Thragtusk, the Verdict point of the game, and
I mean, between that Augur, I wonder if Joe could have won that game, like just by taking just a super aggressive line.
And okay, so that line that we were talking about, where he uses the Gorklan Rampager to
trample on
trample,
turn 3,
killing the Augur,
and plays another
keeping his
noble,
plays another noble on that turn. The next turn he has Hell Rider. Now that represents 5, where it ended up being 3, and the nobles, of course, are actually there.
Yeah, are going to get bigger.
It could have been
and Chris's draw was very good.
Yeah.
It was a turn 2 Augur, turn 3 Farseek, turn 4 Thragtusk. And I think turn 5 Thragtusk as well. It's pretty much everything you could ask for. But I think Joe could have beat that.
Yeah, it would have. If he had
much
one, it would have been
closer.
closer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been scary for Chris. He would have been close to. I think it would have been under 5 at some point.
Right.
As far as sideboarding, now that you're Joe Melvin.
Yeah, now that Joe knows what's going on, like my best guess is that Joe didn't know, because he still had his Pillar of Flames in.
Yeah.
And Pillar of Flame is literally shock.
Right. And so I think the Skullcracks are going to be in this game if they weren't already.
And one card that is missing from Joe's list that I absolutely love is Fire Fist Striker.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that should absolutely. I think Joe has Ash Zealot instead.
Mm-hmm.
I like Fire Fist Striker for a multitude of reasons. One, Thragtusk is a lot, and Boris Reckoner specifically, a lot less imposing when you have Fire Fist Striker.
Mm-hmm. There you see the Striker, able to just keep creatures from blocking, and that's a big thing. That's exactly what Thragtusk wants to do. Wants to gain 5 life and then soak stuff up. Soak up as much as possible. A lot of times it's not even ever attacking. It's not in a Bant control list, unless you've cleared the board and just still have a Thragtusk or a Beast. Then you're attacking. But like Thragtusk's role in the Bant list is really just buy more time, and if you can use the Firefish Striker to keep it from doing the majority of its job, you're in good shape. It's still gonna need 5 life, but yeah.
You have to. Another reason it's castable off Burning Tree Emissary.
Yeah.
There's a card like Ash Zealot is not.
Very good point. And
wow, the pillars are still in. The Skullcracks have made an appearance, as has the 1X Temple Guard. This is the dreaded Temple Guard and Rootbound Crag draw. There's one copy of his Temple Guard, and it's the only non-red source in his deck. But most of the time you want to keep if your spell mix is good. It looks like Joe is going to keep.
Interesting. Chris didn't look at his opening 7 yet, did he?
He is mulliganing.
He is mulliganing, okay.
So I think just looked like he had it. I think he was missing something, maybe a turn 2 play or maybe a Color of Mana. He had I did see a Rock's Faith Mender in Chris's hand.
If you're just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco, joined in the booth by Adam Prosak, coming to you guys live from St. Louis, where we're bringing you guys round 4 of the StarCityGames.com Open Series. We're getting a tour of the standard format at the moment, although I will say one particular shard has seemed to show up quite a bit. We've seen Bant Hexproof, one version of Bant Control, and now here is a different version of Bant Control. Chris Andersen piloting a list that is identical, if not very close, or very close if not identical, let me say it that way, to the list recommended by Reed Duke.
So,
and we're underway.
So we have a Boros Reckoner paired, coming up for 5. Chris Andersen, 2 of the cards in his hand, Farseek and Elder Scaleworm.
Ooh, we talked a little bit about Elder Scaleworm. We didn't get to see one, but we may see one this game if Chris can stay alive long enough to cast it.
Oblivion Ring and Sphinx's Revelation, also cards. A couple lands, Island, Hinterland Harbor. I think Chris just drew this island, otherwise he would have Farseek last turn. Harbor and yeah, Sphinx's Revelation. That's principal hand. So Island, Hinterland Harbor, Oblivion Ring, which will come out.
Yep, so the O-Ring takes out the Reckoner.
Argument could be made for taking out the Lightning Mauler, since the Lightning Mauler can repair, but in general with Chris's hand it's not very strong. Like consistent 3 chunks of damage is probably more valuable than like one point. Like for example, if Chris had something that like a Supreme Verdict, I might leave the Reckoner in play.
Sure, no, that makes sense. So
I don't know why Joe didn't pair.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked at that too. So he plays Noble and doesn't repair, and then just swings in with the Mauler.
Can't cast that yet. So he's gonna have to wait a turn on this Supreme Verdict.
Yeah,
but I think that card's gonna be very good for him.
Yeah, he doesn't have this double white, so he's.
So I think Joe's gonna miss out on at least 2 points of damage. Not pairing the Noble. So Boros Reckoner the draw for Joe to go with his Pillar Flame, and I believe a Skullcrack.
Alright, both in. I wonder if Joe, does he just not realize that he can repair?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the reasons would be for him to like not have attacked last turn with the Stormcroak Noble.
Yeah.
Obviously this turn he didn't play anything, but
alright, so
expecting the verdict, I think.
Alright, so here's how I want this game to go.
Okay.
Here comes
number 2.
Okay. So I wanted Boros Reckoner to come down?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Terminus from Chris Andersen.
He's just gonna
draw it.
Yeah. And he's gonna Revelation here for.
Oh, Joe just won this match.
Ooh,
If Joe plays it right, he just won this match.
Skull crack.
So Chris Andersen's at 7. Joe has a Boros Reckoner and a Pillar Flame in hand. That's 7 damage.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So Chris
make sure he's got
down to 7.
Pair it, attack him to 2.
Well.
And here comes Pillar Flame, and that's the match. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris not happy. Yeah. He's just like, man. Like he could have Terminus there.
Yeah, that was crazy because I don't think I would have Terminus either because you're like it's just that one guy.
And if he has a land, he doesn't. If he has a land to play, he doesn't Revelation on his main phase. It just like lined up with Joe's hand perfectly.
Yeah.
Because if he just goes Boros Reckoner, pair attack, then that takes Chris can Revelation on Joe's turn.
Right.
And that keeps him